Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. Here we are, we're going to begin cleaning, servicing the green closed cab SNCF 040TA tank locomotive. So first things first, we have to open the base plate, or first things first, we're going to actually clean the wheels. Let's begin cleaning the wheels and then we'll do the rest. I think we're okay with the light. Okay, perfect. Good old 40-watt bulb, filament bulb, does the job. So let's get the screwdriver out and the bits. Okay, what do we need? That's a 2.5 slot-headed screw. Okay, let's add the second pair of glasses and let's get going. Okay, so wait a minute, let's get a wee vessel to put the screws in. We don't want the screws disappearing. Okay, and on we go. No, I said I would begin cleaning the wheels. Okay, let's begin cleaning the wheels. This 9-volt battery is starting to be a wee bit, it's a bit run down. I'll have to buy a new one. I've been using it to test locomotives and things. I'll have to hitch up a controller. Okay, right. We want to open a lighter fluid. Here we are, our lighter fluid here, usual. Let's see if I can position this here. Okay, perfect. That way you can see what I'm doing. Somehow I'm just doing some more tests. Okay, that's good. That's very good as well. Okay, look, very well. We'll work this way. Right. Lighter fluid. We'll get another one just to catch any overflow of lighter fluid here. Righto. Okay, on we go. We'll begin with this one. Right. Let's see how dirty these wheels are. Well, we'll clean them all because they'll all have dirt on them. Okay, not very clean, but not very dirty either. Okay, we can add another spot on here. Wet it some more. This locomotive seen some action. The wheels, you can see that the wheels are, it's being used, this loco. They're quite dirty, quite dirty. Let's clean the traction tyres as well. Traction tyres pick up a lot of filth. Ho ho, ho ho. Traction tyres are great for picking up dirt. Traction tyres and plastic wheels. So that's for the bin. Let's take another one. Do the other, give another wee clean here. We'll have a go at this traction tyre too, just to get the dirt off it. That's okay. Right, leave that there. Let's see if we can get these wheels to move with this battery. It's beginning to be a bit this battery is dud. It'll be good. It's not got enough voltage to move a motor, but it'll still, I'll use it for a light bulb or something. I'll use it to light up something. I have to put some bulbs in a signal box, and considering I don't want something complicated, I have to hitch up to the controller, because I've got some 4.5 volt bulbs, which would do very well on a half-baked. I'll have to check it with a tester and see what's. Oh look, that's really dirty. Oh, definitely. Bin. Okay. Righto. Let's have a go here. It's nice and clean. Okay. And let's have another go at the front ones with the traction tyres. Right, that's clean. I think that's nice and clean by the look of it. Okay, let's just move this. Let's make it go that way. Okay. This battery's a bit tired. Okay, so that's that done. There. A good clean of the wheels. These are the pickup wheels, are good. So we saw in the previous video where we, not yesterday's one, the one 2 videos ago, there's that plate in here that has to be. Then another very important thing to clean here is to clean behind the wheels, because the pickups, that has wiper pickups, and the wiper pickups pick up behind the wheels. So we're going to get another of these. Let's get a clean one, and we'll clean behind the wheels, the 2 centermost wheels, sets of wheels, because that's where the electricity picks up, right there. So that's where the pickups are. In fact, you can see that's really dirty, so that we have to clean the surface, which is this surface here. Pickups go, and the pickups are in contact with the wheel behind the flange, so right there. So this part has to be cleaned very well, and you can see that it's quite dirty. And I always put a spot of, considering there are pickups, to reduce friction and improve conductivity, I always put a spot of technical petroleum jelly behind the wheel, so that the pickup is nicely lubricated. Technical petroleum jelly conducts electricity, and everything is nice and smooth, and there's no risk of it going on the rails, because you put it at the back of the wheel, of the flange. Okay, that's that done. Right, now I think we're just going to turn the wheels round again using the battery. Okay, move it forward a wee bit, throw that in the bin. You go through a lot of cotton buds when cleaning a locomotive. It's been sitting still idle for a long time, so we'll continue cleaning here. Lighter fluid is very good because it doesn't damage any plastic, it doesn't, and it's cheap. And if you get it on the bodywork, it doesn't cause problems to the bodywork either. So you can see here it's pretty dirty. Also because we can have arching here, sparks from the, so that's why we have dirt. Okay. I'm going to have a look at these to see if there's any traces of sparks and dirt. No, they don't look bad. They don't look bad, but they were definitely in need of a clean. Okay, another spot of lighter fluid. Give them a good rub down. Give the wheels, yeah, these wheels have seen some action. Let's see if that's dirt or corrosion. Oh, it's just kind of worn down. This locomotive has run plenty. It's not really rust. It's nothing that... I'm trying to see if maybe we might need to actually use a fiberglass pencil on this. I'd prefer not to have to use a fiberglass pencil, because it gets strands of fiberglass all over the place, things get dirty, you have to use gloves and the like. The pickup wheels seem to be okay. This locomotive has been run plenty. And another thing you can see, and you realise that this locomotive has been used plenty, another sign to look for when buying a second-hand model, you'll see that Just a second. Yep, you can see it. I'll show you here. The base plate, which is made of plastic, is quite scratched from derailing, from other maybe the layout had ballast, so there's some scratches here. And instead, my other 040TO was practically new out of the box. It was never really run. In fact, I had to change the drive belt simply because it was decayed by staying in the same position all the time. It was slack. But this locomotive here has seen plenty of action, so probably we'll also have to give the motor a good clean. So this servicing videos might be in 2 installments. Okay, I think we can say we've done this job. Also, because I don't want to make an excessively long video of cleaning operations. Yes, mentioning in other videos I mentioned my digital camera. My Casio digital camera is a goner because the lens opening mechanism does not want to work. There must be some serious problem, so it's game over for that. So for the moment I'm just going to continue using mobile phones, this mobile phone here, and I'm going to get myself, I'll have to get a compact camera for filming, for making these videos. So we'll see about that now in the new year. I'll have to have a look and see what's the best solution. If anybody has any advice, something compact, not too expensive for this kind of video, this type of videos, just please write it in the comments, and I'm more than willing to give things a try. Okay, right, we've cleaned that. Let's take the base plate off. Let's see what happens. Let's see how many minutes of footage we're at now. 12:11. Okay, things are all going well. Let's take the base plate off and see what the situation is in here. We just open these 4 screws, which are brass. Jouef base plates are held on with brass screws, which is very good, because while on one hand you can't use a magnetized screwdriver on them, on the other side sometimes these slot-headed screws are a bit fiddly to get in, and so it's better to put them in with a pair of tweezers, and you don't have the being sort of going into the magnetized screwdriver doesn't cause problems. So I actually quite like these brass screws. Okay, we take the base plate off. Off goes the base plate. We'll just park it over here. Base plate which will then be lubricated, so let's just pop the screws out of the road. We don't want to lose any screws. Okay, we'll give the base plate a clean as well, but this locomotive has 0 lubrication in it. This has never been lubricated in its life. The other one, the one with belt drive, the one with open cab, my other one, that had some traces of lubrication, in factory lubrication. But this locomotive here has 0 traces of lubrication in it. Maybe something here on the drive axle. So things are going to have to be dismantled and cleaned thoroughly. Okay, where's my tweezers? Here's the tweezers. So as we said in the 2 videos ago, this plate here, this spring is in contact with the axles. You can see it's in contact with the axles there. So we found this spring on top of the axles like this, pushing them up the way. This is not the right position. This spring here has to be put under the axles to push the axles down towards the rail. The 2 centermost axles, the pickup axles, have to be pushed down, and so there's a springiness where the pickups are, and the weight of the locomotive pushes them back up towards the pickups. This way, otherwise you end up with these axles being pushed up, and the locomotive is sitting, if the track is not regular, on the traction tyre wheels and the rearmost set of wheels which do not pick up electricity. So no use to man nor beast, as they say. There are, yes, some traces of grease if we look in here. Let's see if you can see. If you look carefully, you'll notice some traces of grease on the main drive shaft. Here there are some traces of very old caked on grease which we'll have to get rid of. Okay, so let's have a look at these wheels. So we can actually pull the wheel set. You can pull it out, but not all the way, because it's what's going on here. Okay, that's it back in. Of course, these get pulled out from behind the let's also see what state the pickups are in. Now that I've pulled the wheels out of, there's the pickups there. I think you can see the pickups. Let's see. Yep, you can. There they are. There's the pickups right there. It's actually quite clean, but we'll give them a clean with a spot of lighter fluid, just to make sure that there's no oxidation on them. I don't need to clean things with the fiberglass pencil, because this locomotive has not been kept in a damp cellar. This locomotive has been kept somewhere nice and dry, no problems. I'm being careful anyway, because these cotton buds I bought are not really very good. They tend to lose lint. They're rubbish. Let's see, have any lint stuck on there? No. Okay, no problem at all. Very well. Right, so that's that done. We can now, what I wanted to do, I wanted to pull the drive shaft out. That's why I was pulling things out. Let's see if I can get this dry. Okay, yes I can. I'm forgetting things. I've not had one of these open for some months. We can lift the front wheel up. Yes, sir. And now we should be able to pull the drive shaft out. Yes, there it goes. We can take the drive shaft out because we have to clean that. Oh, this is caked on with old grease. There we go. That's the drive shaft. The drive shaft was lubricated. It's got a whole lot of nasty, dirty, gunked on grease. That's, if we go with this here, you'll see it. Look at that. It's all black. That's not lubricating anything. It's no use. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing. My hand's in this position. Not really. Not very good. Let's just go here. Okay. So, this is our drive shaft. We'll just move the locomotive over here, out the roads. And we'll give this a clean using the usual. Let's get a wee bit of paper. I'm doing really dirty things. I like to use a bit of paper here and not get things filthy. Okay, right. Let's get that cleaned, and this will then have to be reinstated, greased. Oh, I might even just put the base plate on and actually do the motor cleaning, because I might have to give the motor a look as well. Look at the motor. So we'll definitely be doing this in 2 installments, because it's already 9:30. It's already 9:30. So we'll be continuing tomorrow morning. Okay, that's us. Right, let's see how dirty this drive shaft is. Ooh, good clean. It was difficult to pull it out. Very dirty. Very, very dirty. My, that's filthy. And that lubricant is not doing anything. That's all dried on grease. It's no use. It's not lubricating anything. If anything, it's causing extra drag. that's definitely was dirty. It was dirty. It was needing a good clean. So let's polish it up again. Polish that up, no problem. That's nice and clean. We clean it here as well because this is where it sits on the bearings. Ooh, really dirty. The worm drive is nice and clean. It's not bad. Let's see this. Okay, get a new one. Righto, let's polish that up. Polish this as well. Some dirt on here. Oh, even the drive gear was dirty. The brass drive gear. Very dirty. Okay. We'll give the worm drive a clean with a spot of lighter fluid and a brush. We want to get rid of any old grease that's on there. There's no point in keeping old grease. Okay, let's just do that and then dry it. The good thing of lighter fluid is it evaporates immediately, so there's no problem. And fine, we'll use a wee tissue paper to dry that. Dry that. This is nice and clean. It was black when I took it out of there, huh? Let's just clean the head here as well. Righto. There's still some dirt on there. Just squishing some lighter fluid in there. And we'll give this a clean here. There. Okay, that's good, and that's good. Okay, perfect. That's ready. Spotless. Okay, so the drive shaft is ready. Take the drive shaft and we'll put it away where it can't get lost. We'll just put it over here with the screws. Okay, now we'll have to clean the chassis, because the chassis, of course, there are the drive shaft mounts. There are two mounts in here. I'm checking with my mirror to see what you can see, because I want you to see what I can see as well. I think we'll go this way. Right there like that. And we might even put a spot of light. Let's do that. Right, yes. A bit of extra light to see what we're doing. Okay, so the drive shaft sits on that bearing and that bearing there. And these bearings will be dirty. Definitely, they're dirty. They've got old, dried up grease on them. So we'll use a paintbrush, a spot of lighter fluid like that, and we'll just go in with a cotton bud and give it a rub. We'll give it a rub there like that. And there's plenty of dirt to be had. And we'll also use one of these bits of paper that I like to use. Perfume testers, they're also good. We can steep that in some lighter fluid, go in there and rub that well, and that way any remaining nasty grease gets removed. Okay, seems good to me. Some dirt, not too much. Let's do the same business over here. There we are. It's kind of black in there as well. If anything drips onto the motor, is not really a problem, because this stuff won't cause any damage to the motor. Let's get another of these cotton buds. Just go in there like that, dab it, and oh my, dab it and get it dirty, putting this away. We don't want to lose this spring, that's important. Okay. I'm cleaning in there. And in there. Okay, so that's that. I'd say that's clean. I think we can see that's clean. Let's rub that along with this. Okay, that's nice. Very well. Okie doke. Right. I'm just dropping these wheels back into their seats. Let's see if there's any left over. I want to check that there's no some lighter fluid in there. Check that the wheel axles are also clean, because you don't want any reminders of grease in here. Okay, and I'll replace the old grease with my technical petroleum jelly. So we'll give this drive gear a clean as well. Get rid of any old grease that might be on there. Okay, let's turn it round. Bob's your uncle. And we'll just use a paper tissue to dry that. That's just, anyway, it'll evaporate, so it's not really a problem. Drop that down into the axle boxes. Let's see what state this one's in. Another one. Okay, and we can also use a toothpick. Toothpicks are always very useful for cleaning things. Is there any more dirt in here? It seems to be clean enough. Okay, that's clean, that's clean. Right. Righto, let's get, I've said, another of these. Try and clean the axles of any remainder old grease that might be around on them, because then we'll lubricate the lot here. I will do a good lubricating job. Yes, there's old grease here. My, this is coated in old mank. This is a good thing of, this is not over-engineered, unlike the Pico locomotives, which are each set of wheels is driven by gears. Oh, it drives you literally up the wall to do maintenance and that kind of stuff. This is nice and easy, very simple, easy job. Get rid of the old grease. I mean, you don't even really need to make a meal of it. It's not really something super complicated, but I prefer to make sure, I'm going with a brush in here now to melt any old grease that might have remained in the axle boxes. Okay, righto, and I'll use a cotton bud to clean it out. That's nice. Let's use a little bit of paper as well. So, very simple tools. Cotton buds, perfume testers, toothpicks, nothing special. I mean, nothing special at all. You just go in there, give the things a clean, make sure everything's nice and clean, there's no old leftover grease, all rubbish that then will cause drag and make the locomotive work badly. We'll just lift this set of wheels up here again and just pop them over out the road. Righto. That's nice. Let's just get another cotton bud, a clean one, and give this here a dab to get rid of any remainder mank. It's nice and dry. Okay, important thing is to get rid of any leftover rubbish, because then you don't want you want things to be nice and clean, and not to be shy in using cotton buds. I mean, cheap enough. These are the kind nowadays in Italy you only find them with paper. The paper, they're made of paper here, so even if we go in the toilet they dissolve. But okay, so that can go. another good way to clean, in fact a good way to clean axle boxes, is also to just use the stick of a cotton bud. You cut the head off and you can wet it in lighter fluid like that, and that's good to go in and really give things a good clean. If there's some leftover dirt, a cotton bud handle will do that, get it out very well. You can also squeeze it. You can get a pair of pliers, for example, like that, and squash it down, and this way it's nice and flat, and you can actually go right in and clean things very well. It's like a sort of cardboard screwdriver, you see. That's also a good technique to get things clean. And in fact, the problem of this set of wheels, the second set of wheels, I'm having difficulty in getting in here to clean, so I'm going to use this system here to clean the axle box. I'm using the cotton bud handle because I need something a bit wider than a toothpick and a bit more. See, the dirt on there is coming clean, and something sturdier than a cotton bud, and it doesn't. I don't want lint. That's another thing. So that's okay. That's a good technique. Just cut the end off a cotton bud, squeeze it with a pair of pliers, and you make yourself a nice wee cleaning tool. Okay, bin that. Bin that one's still good. These ones are dirty. Put them in a bin. Right. Okay, so how are we getting on with this video? 31:48. It's getting long. Okay, righto. So I'm now going to, I would have to lubricate everything now, but considering I'm doing things on video, it'll be too long. Oh, there's some lint in there. Lint. This is lint from a cotton bud, 100%. Because this locomotive didn't run on a carpet. It isn't covered in fluff and lint, so that's one good. Let's check with my work light to see if there's any more lint in here. Seems to be clean. Seems to be okay. Let's use the same technique as I said before. We'll cut one of these and do the same job. And a bin. That landed on the floor. Okay, squeeze that down like that. Nice and flat. I'm going to go in and clean the drive shaft bearings, so I'll dab that in some lighter fluid and go in here. The drive shafts are here. I want to make sure they're clean. 1 and 2, and I think that's quite nice. Okay, that's good, very good. That'll still help us later. Right, okay, so might have gone a bit out of camera now doing that, but if you can't hear on the video, if you have problems with in seeing things, or just write in the comments, I'll try to improve things. Okay, right, so that's done. I'm just using this light here to get rid of any lint. There's some lint in here. These cotton buds are not my favourites, they're not very good. Let's make sure we don't have any more fluff lying around in there. Okay, I think we're good. We're okay. Good to go, no problem. No problem at all. Okay, that's nice. Right, so I'm going to now I'm just going to close the base plates without fitting all the parts. I'm not putting the drive shaft in for the moment, and we'll just shut everything up so that we can turn the locomotive over, excuse me, and turn the locomotive over without the wheels falling out, which is a real pain, because we'll have to have a look at the motor here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to push the wheels back in the wiper, the wiper pickups, the pickup wipers. I'll have to push them behind the wheels, so they're sort of popped out, you can see. So you have to sort of get them behind the wheels, but pressing them down and putting the wheels in front of them. I've done that side, and let's try and see if we can get this side done as well without the other ones popping out, because this is part of the fun with these locomotives. That's one, that's in, is it? Are you in? Are you going? Yep, that's one. And then this is the other one. Yeah. There's always a problem with these. It's one of the reasons I don't really like taking the base plate off these 04 OTAs. Very good pickup system, really good, but very, very, very tricky. Let's see if that's in. I've taken it off the support because I can't see what I'm doing. That's one. Oh no, it's not one. That's one. There's another one. Okay, they're in. What's it? Okay, that's in. Don't speak. We mustn't speak loudly. Okay, these two over here are in. This one at the back's in. So all we have to do is lift this one here up and pop the... Okay, perfect. There we go. They're in. Now we'll just take the locomotive, take the base plate, which there's... I didn't even mark if there's a back and a front here. There isn't really a back and a front, they're the same. You can recognize if there's traces of grease. So I remember that this was the front. We'll give this a clean, a quick clean, and that way we get rid of any dirt that's left on here. Oh my, plenty of it. Really filthy. So yes, this locomotive was lubricated a long time ago, but it was all completely dry, and you'll get grease even here on where the axles sit. We definitely had lubricant here. It's all over the cotton bud. That's where it is. Let's wet that again. Give that a good clean. Okay. Because then I'll put spots of grease. I'll grease the axles. I'll grease of course the drive shaft. I'll grease everything, and so this will be really nice and very, very smooth running once we get the job finished. Let's just polish that up a bit with a cotton bud to get rid of any other traces of dirt. It seems to me to be nice, and you know what we'll do, we'll get another one and we'll just give it a final clean, and this way this goes back on clean and there's no more surprises. Another spot of lighter fluid. Let's just give this a good clean. Okay. No, it's clean. No more dirt. Okay, perfect. That's it. This is clean. We can put this back on. We'll just dry it, the other end, so that I put it on dry. And we'll put it on, put the screws in, and that way the wheels won't fall out when I turn the locomotive round. Okay, that's the front. There's a front, there's a back. It's the same. So we'll just pop that on, like so. I'm not even putting that copper plate. Copper plate, I could put it in just for the sake of not having the pickups fall out. The pickups will stay behind the wheels, so we want them to stay exactly where they were. So we'll put this bit of copper back in position, which should be cleaned, because this will be needing a clean. Let's just give it a clean. Let's give this a wee clean because this will be dirty. 100% this is dirty. Right. Okay. I might be getting old grease on this 100%. Right. That's nice and shiny. This doesn't pick up electricity, but you don't want old rubbish, old dirt. There's no point in keeping old dirt on in a locomotive. Okay, perfect. So that's righto. So when you dismantle a locomotive, we'll talk about this before reassembling. When you dismantle a locomotive that you've never used before, you've never had before, it's very important to do some detection, like Sherlock Holmes. So, in this case, when I opened this, and now I've got the experience of the first 04 OTA, the one with the belt drive. When I opened the base plate, this thing just fell out, and I had no idea what to fit it in. So at the beginning, I just put it back on, pushing, as I said before, the wheels up the way. But the locomotive wasn't picking up well. So I realized that this is like a spring. How did I realize? This had to go under the axles. Because there's a wear mark, a mark there, where you can see that this plate has been rubbed by the axle, right? And then, on the other side, there's another trace that tells us, you'll see here, you can see two circular marks there, traces, 1 and 1. And those circular traces are these. So this part has to sit, this is the back, it's in contact with the chassis, it goes in like that, and there are wear marks from the axle on here, on the part facing the base plate. So there's only one solution. This part here has to be in between the axles and the chassis to push the axles down and act as a spring. So that's what that's for. And I've not found any technical literature, exploded views or anything on these Jouef locomotives to show you where this part here should be. So, but if you get a part, if you look at the traces, the answer is in the part itself. So, as I told you in yesterday's video or the other day's video, this here, the function of this is to act as a spring for the wheels so that continuity, the contact, is guaranteed on an even track, and the two centermost wheels, which in origin were the pickup wheels, then of course on the belt driven version, the newer one, also the front wheels have got pickups, but pickups of a different type that are in contact with the tyre, not with the back of the flange. This is a function. So this here, by doing investigating like Sherlock Holmes, it answered the question. So that's very important. You get a locomotive, you don't know, you can't find any information. When you take it to bits, look at it carefully, and that way it'll be the locomotive itself that will tell you how it has to be assembled. Even if somebody else dismantled it and didn't know how to reassemble it. But the problem is that you might not know how to reassemble it simply because you can't find any information. You can't find manufacturer's manuals, you can't find, or you might not find reference in your own language. It might just be very difficult, or it might be a thing that people never thought of telling, of putting in writing. 100% there are instruction manuals of these locomotives here, these Jouef locomotives when they were built, because of course the people that assembled them correctly in the factory. So anyway, that's the main thing. So this thing here, now what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to bother putting it in properly because it's a bit of a footer. We'll put that in properly at the end. We'll just take it, stick it in here to sort of stop the wheels from being falling out and coming away from the stop the pickups from falling, for popping up from behind the wheels. That's the main idea. We don't want that, so that can go in there. I think that's good, is it? Is that in? Let's check. It's not in at all. This has to be caught right there. Perfect. You have to be it's the thing that has to fit in very, very, very gingerly. Okay, it's in. Right, let's just catch the screws, pop them in, and then we'll call it a day, and we'll do the rest. We'll do chapter 2 tomorrow, because we have to open up. We're going to have a good look at the motor as well. So this is when you do service a locomotive, you might set out to say, this is going to be fast, I'll do this quickly, I'll do it in an hour, I'll do it in 45 minutes. No, there's always a surprise around the corner, so you always have to take your time and be ready to compromise. In this case, compromise means you finish the job, we've finished cleaning all the pickups, we've finished cleaning the wheels, the pickups, the axles, we've got rid of all the duct in the lower half of the locomotive, where the drive gear is. We've got rid of that. That's all nice and clean, so this is ready for lubrication and for being reassembled and put in service. But now tomorrow we'll have to have a look at the motor department, because I think if this locomotive, by the look of the wear and tear on the wheels, the wear and tear on the base plates, this locomotive has a good mileage and scale. Definitely has a mileage, and it has a history. So what we're going to do tomorrow, that's us for the moment. Now we can just turn this locomotive up. We can actually see it running freely. Okay, it runs nice. That's a nice locomotive. Everything's okay. So tomorrow we'll open these two screws here, 1 and 2, and we'll take the body off, and we'll actually go and work on the motor. We'll work on the motor because I think the motor, we might have to take the brushes off and clean the commutator. We'll have to see how it runs. Now the motor's disconnected from the locomotive, so it's a pity this battery is so dud, because the motor's running very well. This battery is pretty worn out, but it's still got enough power if we don't have all the drag to run the motor. And the motor's actually sounding quite nice. So the battery's not very happy that the motor's working. So we'll have a look at the motor tomorrow, and we'll see if we actually have to open it up, take the brushes out, clean the brushes, clean the commutator and all the rest of it, which means taking the motor out, etc, etc. Or if maybe just by putting a drop of contact cleaner, which I still have, in a wee jar, we manage to clean everything up without going mental, having to dismantle the motor. That's something I don't really want to do, seeing the motor runs quite well. It's not like the motor of that other chassis, French Jouef electric locomotive that's going to turn into the rail car. That was really in very bad condition. So we'll see about that, but we'll see about that tomorrow. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this rather longish video, nearly 50 minutes. And if you like the video, you can give it a like and subscribe to the channel, because it's of great importance to help it grow. And please comment. If you have any comments, just write to me. Even I speak English, Italian, Romanian, etc. But even if you write in your own language, there's no problem. I can understand French, I can understand German, I can speak a little German as well, a bit rusty. So just feel free to comment, and of course click the notification bell. So thanks again, and cheerio, and see you next time with having a look at the motor tomorrow. And then we'll be having the running session, I hope. Right, Cheerio and ciao ciao.